The internet is a crazy place that people go on to every single day, myself included. And it's scary on here. It's no doubt. People literally take away people's lives due to the internet and, not supporting opinions and all that. But there is this one little tiny thing that I guess that can, like a little shield that can protect you from the internet. And when it comes into like the drama side, like the situation side, or like whatever side it is, where you do take opinions, like there's two sides, um, and you have to choose between them. Like there was always the third option, becoming neutral. Um, and on the internet or whatever, people call these people who take basically no sides at all, fence sitters. And recently, right now, among this, the term has gotten really popular with a situation going on right now that involves MoistCr1TiKaL and Sneeko, I believe so. And how, now I'm not, okay, now I know, now that I talk about it, I will say that there was a lot of drama happening between those two, and then like MoistCr1TiKaL right now, also known as Charlie, has been getting into a lot of beef and drama recently. And there was this one thing that I do want to talk about. It's a fence sitter, and I saw that people are calling him like a professional fence sitter. So I want to take that, and I also want to talk about like what that means in general. I don't know. This is a whole movie. This is a whole video talking about fence sitting. So before that, I will say that, you know, that there's this big thing going on. I'll briefly talk about this, about a popular man who previously worked with Mr. Beast, called Ava Tyson, or Chris Tyson, formerly Chris Tyson, and he has been communicating with underage people, and it's a big thing going on and all that. I don't really know a lot about it. I do know that it is happening, like this, that Chris is communicating with underage people, and yeah, I will say, if you talk with people who are, if you are a over 18 and you are talking to someone who is under 18, that's a very big problem, and we don't like that. If you do that, then you're not a good person, and you should basically walk yourself into the nearest police station and turn yourself in, just like you're supposed to, because predators are very relevant nowadays. I don't know why everybody's coming out as a predator. Freaking, it's like once the YouTuber hits like 1 million subscribers, they just become a full-on child predator. I don't know why. I don't know what the freaking correlation between that is, but that's just what it is. But I do know that it's happening. I know about Chris Tyson. I know about Dr. Disrespect. I know about Boogie. I know all about those people that's happening in the world. But I do want to talk about like fence sitting. I know that was nothing about fence sitting, but I will talk about fence sitting. So as I said before, fence sitting is a thing where you sit in like neutral, like you don't take any sides. Like if you say, what do you like? You like apples? You like orange? A fence sitter will say, oh, I like both, or I don't like any of them. And they just don't take a side. And sometimes that is like a good idea. Like when it comes to like a political spectrum, or like whatever spectrum that you want, that's fine. But when you have things that's going on, sometimes it can get annoying. Like if someone is like really asking for your opinion, and you're just out there saying, I don't know, or I don't really care, or why not do both? That can get kind of annoying. Like if they want your opinion on something, it can get pretty annoying, and I can honestly see that. So when it comes to like raw and dirty, when I get asked, Isaiah, what's your opinion on this? Anyone in the world, school, here, wherever. I try to avoid fence sitting. Like I just try to avoid not being a fence sitter, and always be neutral. Um, I like shooting out my opinions on here, um, and I don't take the easy route. I'm not out here. If people say that this is the most popular thing that, like for example, if I said, and this is true, like I'm gonna make a very big hot take right now. It's gonna be amazing. So recently I saw a Star Wars TV show, the new one. It's called The Acolyte, right? Now I know that everybody hated that show. Literally every single person with a pulse and every single person with two eyeballs said that that show was just disgraceful. Like, it sucked, it was horrible, and all that. I'm not gonna, make a video talking about the Acolyte and say, you know what, guys, this thing sucked a lot. This, oh my god, this thing is trash. This thing should be in a dumpster fire. Like, no, when I make a thing about that, I like to give my opinion. So, you know what my opinion is about that show? I think it was okay. I think it was good. I don't think it was as trash as people were saying it, but I do think that The Acolyte is, a very good show. It's not the best Star Wars show I've ever seen. Like, it didn't, freaking nose coming my, blood coming out of my nose, freaking eyeballs ecstatic, and, I'm just like out there like, oh my god, I found it. This is the magnum opus of Star Wars. Like, no, I wasn't like that, but I did find it was good. Like, it was entertaining. I will say that there are some mistakes in that TV show. There were some episodes that freaking almost made me drool out of my mouth due to freaking how tired I was. But, it was a good show. And, I'm not scared to say that. I'm not some doggy boy who says, oh, guys, I like this show. The show was good, even though I hated the show or something. That's called regurgitation. And that's also, like, a big problem that Charlie is facing, where people are, like, accusing him of regurgitation. And I made a whole video talking about regurgitation, but this is, like, a big problem with him about regurgitation and how he just takes the most popular opinions and boom, he just regurgitates it. And how he also, he makes like one little opinion talking about burp. He just made like an opinion just talking about it, and then, he's just out there like, oh, I do think that this just happened, and then everybody online just gets absolutely mad about it. And it's pretty sad. So there were also like big accusations. Well, I don't want to say accusations, but there were also like, I don't know what you said, like rumors going on. Well, he actually gave a take on an opinion, and it involved Sneeko, his longtime rival, his enemy, his freaking Tai Lung, and they were for some reason talking about age of consent. No, like debate that I'm pretty sure Sneeko talked about age of consent. That's what he is. He has the freaking mind of a 14-year-old and probably is still 14 in a 20-year-old's body, or however the heck old he is, And then he talks about like, oh, should something, age of consent, or like, oh, should like children get, trans surgery, like can children have surgery to change their gender? And or can like a child, not a child, or can like we lower the age of consent? Like if the age of consent is 12, can an adult do this? And Charlie, for some reason, I don't know why he said this, was like, oh, yeah, if everybody, if the child consents to it, and if the entire family of that child consents to it, then I don't see why not. And that entire statement right there, like, basically just boosted off this whole Moist Critical situation, and hence why he made that video, because he is just getting bombarded by people saying, oh, Charlie, why'd you say this? Oh, Charlie, why didn't you talk about the Ava Chris Tyson situation when you knew about it? Hey, Charlie, why? Here's the drama. And then he just keeps getting burnt out. You just leave the guy alone. So I don't know how this relates to fence sitting, but, that's just how it is. But it's crazy. And then he basically quits the podcast, and then there were just these people, I don't know, like Patreon people, I believe so. Well, he's saying like, oh, since he quits the podcast, he's quitting the entire internet. Like, he's just gonna quit internet. He's gonna take a hiatus. No more videos anymore. Freaking 7-week break. Time's ticking. Like a whole hiatus happening, and he made a video talking about like, that's not true. Like, he is quitting the podcast because he did feel that he just didn't like want it, and he just wants to take a break from the internet, and that's completely understandable. I take breaks from the internet as well, especially making YouTube videos. I used to post daily, but not anymore. But it's completely understandable. He's not quitting YouTube. He's only quitting the podcast, I believe so. And yeah. So I don't know what happened with this. I don't know what happened with Charlie. Calling him a fence sitter. I mean, I can see why he's called a fence sitter. I do mostly agree, like, not highly, but I do mostly agree that he does regurgitate crap, And people like accused him of like saying, oh, when Charlie actually gave his own opinion about something, he's so soft that if he gets one little like tiny ion of freaking backlash, he's like a soft guy who like quits YouTube and quits the internet. Like, no, that's just not what it is, and that's what people thought. But no, that's not what it is. I don't know. This whole thing's alleged. I have no idea. And this whole thing about him being fence sitter and I don't know what's happening. It's crazy. But fence sitting is a both good and bad thing, and it can be understandable. I fence sit. Like everybody does take the neutral side. Like there's no bad in that, but I'm pretty sure always taking the neutral, always over and over again, can get a little annoying or a little not safe as you think anymore. And all in all, the internet is just a bad place, and sometimes taking a break from it can help you because the internet is just a crappy place of freaking degenerates just doing whatever the heck they want to do, and it's sad. It is sad. So yeah, that's just what's happening right now. I don't know. I wish Charlie the best. I wish I really hope that it's just the internet right now is just a real place. It's sad. It's crazy. So I don't know what this video was supposed to be. I don't even know what the title's gonna be for this video. But I talked about a lot of things. So yeah, that's really it. Thanks for watching.